Hey everybody, welcome to day 30 of the 30-day music mini challenge. It's been 2 months and almost 2 weeks since I was sitting at this table videotaping day 1. I apologize, it was not 30 sequential days. That was my intent. Life presents its challenges, doesn't it? And I was sitting at this table in the same fabulous outfit. Thought it might be tacky to wear it again, but what the heck. And I had slightly shorter hair, and since I first started, what is that? What is that? And our first challenge, we talked about disinfecting, and I think that's still a thing. Maybe it's not as much of a thing. It's still a thing though, right? I'm going to pretend it's still a thing. And since the beginning of April, I think most of us have probably encountered some sort of challenges along the way. Economic challenges, health challenges, social challenges, challenges in our community, challenge in our nation, challenges in the world, right? And there's so much to do. There's so much to consider. There are so many potential worries, right? And anxieties. And if you're like me, sometimes it feels really overwhelming. And, sometimes it's hard to know if you're doing enough, right? And, we all do the best we can. And that's all we can do. But at the same time, I'm always curious if there's a way to do it better, right? It's a challenging time, and there are more challenges ahead, right? And as we enter this new world, this new normal for many of us, it's really important to not give up. And it's really important to keep our music going and just play or just sing. Whatever it is you do with your music, just do it. Whether there's a challenge going on in your life, just play, as you can, just play. If life gets you down, which if you're like me, that's happened a few times in the last few months, just play. If you I just can't at the moment, if that's how you're feeling, that's okay. When you can, just play. If you haven't been able to pick up your instrument for decades, you're kind of like, oh, I really want to do this again. Just play. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself a minute or two or a couple months or a year, but just play. It's never too late. If you haven't picked up an instrument before, it's never too late. Just play. And if you're like me, or especially like I was when I was younger, try to get out of your own way, right? I can't tell you how many times I let someone's opinion of me or bruised ego or, whatever it was, get in my way of playing. And it was ultimately me that was getting in my way, and not helpful, right? It's so important to just play. And another thing that gets in our own way is judging, right? Judging ourselves, and judging ourselves often harshly, right? It doesn't matter what your talent level is. It doesn't matter if you can't play at all. It doesn't matter what. Just play. If you can't play out loud because you have really disgruntled neighbors, there's still ways to play. There's still some of my air flute playing time has been some of my most productive and happy moments I didn't feel that way at the time, but when I look back, I made a lot of progress, and it kept me going. And because there's times where you can't play out loud, or you don't have access to a piano and you're just playing on a piece of paper. It's okay. Find a way to play. But if you can't, that's okay too. You know, this is not a time to put like undue pressure on yourself, right? And you know, it's so important that now more than ever we try not to get discouraged, and we just keep going. And no matter what happens come fall, when we're all hoping to return to our ensembles and normalcy, we need to keep going. We might need to find a new normal, and if that's the case, we need to be creative, right? That's what we are. We're creative people. We're musicians, right? So we'll have to find a creative way to just play and keep playing and find ways to play together and maintain our sense of community, maintain our community, and support each other and do all those things that music does, which is such a cool thing. And so that's your challenge, is to not give up. Don't get in your own way. Get out of your way. And just play. I hope you all have a wonderful summer. I hope to be putting out more challenges or other projects that I hope to work on. But I'm trying to also take this time to not judge myself, right? To help the community that I love so much in whatever ways that I can. Keep my students going, keep my family going. And I am thinking of all of you, and I miss all of you. And I hope that we can see each other soon. If not in person, I hope virtually. And I hope that you continue making wonderful music. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful summer.